Today, we're talking with Ian of Lawson, who is an elite agent here at Real Broker, which means that he is in the top 10% of terms of production of all the agents here at Real. And we'll be getting his review, his thoughts, and his feedback on what it's like being a high-producing agent here at Real Broker. Ian, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm incredible. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's just jump into it.
Let's jump right into it, man. All right, so what attracted you first to Real Broker?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think the best way to say this is I have been with a handful of different brokerages, 5 brokerages to be exact. I've been with on a team. I've been with an indie brokerage. I've been with a large conglomerate, both franchise style and cloud-based prior to coming to Real. Okay. I liked the model where I could be able to build a team sort of anywhere or a network sort of anywhere, because I'm originally from Chicago. I know I'm in Austin now, but I'm originally from Chicago. So I have people there. I've been to 37 countries. I've been to almost all the states. I'm all over the place. So I have a network. So to be isolated didn't feel right.
Right.
But then also, I really liked the idea of community. And so there was something that was missing between some of these other brokerages. And when I discovered Real, I thought, kind of has both. And then I looked into all the perks and all the other stuff, and it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I love that. And so now you've been here a while. How long have you been here at Real?
Bro, I was here when there were less than 1,000 agents.
Oh my God.
Dude. I was here when we were launching on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, I was here for that.
Right. And I was the first chairperson for the leadership advisory board. Like there was nobody here. So I've watched it grow immensely from the beginning. Yeah.
I love it, man. I've been here since 2000 agents. So you got me beat by 1,000 agents. You probably got me beat like a year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was slow going at first, but then, there were a couple catalyst moments that it just skyrocketed. Yeah.
A couple of kind of big additions to our community. That's what they say, right? Slow then fast. That's how businesses often go. And so you've also seen the entire evolution of our technology, right? I think in 2021, we bought a technology company. We brought Pritesh Damani in as our chief technology officer, and he's built some amazing tools for us agents to use. What are your thoughts on the technology that we have here at Real? And do you have a favorite piece of tech that they give to you?
A favorite piece of tech? I was actually just having lunch with Pritesh when we were coming back from Banff, Canada. I'm going to start by saying he is quite the genius when it comes to how he thinks about how he's building things. And I think with that, whenever he's putting any tech together, he's really agent-centric, agent-focused on it, and he's getting extremely good feedback. So I'm going to give 2 pieces of tech. My favorite is actually the wealth generation plan. I think it's just incredible. And I'm like, Pritesh, overhaul this. This is awesome. Because no other brokerage that I know of has focused on, like, where are you at now and what will your business value look like in your bank account in X number of years? Everybody talks about it. But like Sharon Srivatsa would say, our president, he would say proof over promise, right? Like, show them. And so it's basically a calculator. You have mortgage calculators, you have car payment calculators. There was no brokerage calculator that was done really well. There were basic things, but no, this is so much depth, like with your stock, with all of these things that we offer here at Real, what your projections could be if you did it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Tamir's often talking about how he wants to, do what's right for the agents, and he wants to make sure that agents are financially secure moving into the future. And that's why our rev share is so generous, and that you can will it to your dependents. If you, God forbid, you pass away, you can retire and still receive it. Real is incredibly generous with all the free stock that they give at the company as well. And you're absolutely right. They created an entire app or program just to help you kind of line up some projections and kind of see where you're going to be at in the future with that. And I think it's kind of a good segue. Like, how has RevShare worked for you? Is that something you've been focusing on?
Yeah. So, okay. When I moved to Real, I talked to the culture officer at the time, and we were really talking about, like, I don't want this to end up feeling like another company I left. That was extremely important to me. And I think that's a concern a lot of agents will have whenever they're talking to anybody. So there was an announcement at some point about co-sponsorship. And I know this sounds crazy, but it's almost like being a parent. Like you can have two parents that pour into you, or you can have one. Right. I only bring this up because that was almost like a fundamental shift for a lot of people, where now more people are focusing on the conversations with other agents, because now you have help. Now you have support. Now you can, it's not all on your shoulders, and it allows you to be a better sponsor. So to answer your question, yes, I've built a nice network. But every person I bring on, I don't care if they're local or outside of Austin, I try to focus on who can I attach them to, so that both of us, they get an advantage from both of us. So it's been incredible. This rev share.
I love the co-sponsorship aspect to it, right? Sharon is always talking about collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
And I've literally connected to other agents, like, hey, you and I are co-sponsoring the same person, let's get together, see how we can, help them out.
That's what it is. It's an excuse to reach out. Just like if you have a client whose sister, goes to your gym, it's like, dude, did you know that we go to the same gym? It's the same thing, right? And so you both now have that solidified relationship, and you're just adding on to that. And so I love that. I love that model.
I do too. And most agents that join a company, they're talking to multiple people at the company, just to feel it out. So it just makes sense. Like it removes that anxiety about like, oh no, who do I put down? What network do I put down? Like, no, just join both people. If both of them were influential in your decision to join, put them both down. They can both be resources for you. And the way I look at it is, like, statistically, you're probably going to win as many of those as you're going to lose, so it's going to work out in the end, but it just further connects our entire community, which I love seeing.
Well, and what happens if that one of those agents, so let's say there are two agents, if one of those agents makes a life decision or gets out of the business, that happens.
Yeah.
Right. You still have somebody that you can count on as a sponsor. Like, so I think that's fantastic. I want to go back to one thing that you talked about with rev share. I'm going to say this the most politically correct way possible. I love that Real's rev share promise is that we can deliver it to your direct dependents without any caveats.
Yeah.
So they don't have to how you will.
They don't have to be real estate agents. They don't have to get their license.
Yeah.
They don't have to be with the company or anything like that. Like, my son, he's very severe intellectual disabilities and autism. If I pass away tomorrow, he'll continue to receive my rev share month after month, which relieves so much anxiety off of my own shoulders.
Well, you know what's so crazy about that? When that came out, I remember the moment and I remember the reason. And it was because one of our agents, he passed away, I think, due to military service, and his wife was the surviving spouse.
Wow.
And she's also she's a lender with One Real Mortgage. And I just thought, look at how fast Tamir and the executive team and all the agents rallied behind this one situation to support them and her and her two kids to continue building their legacy, something that their father had already started once he had joined. That was good. Like,
wow. I never even heard that story. So
it was powerful.
Kudos to them for not even like promoting that or advertising that. That's why they really kind of like initiated this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Tamir's a very genuine person. I genuinely believe that he has us agents like our best interest in mind with all of his decisions.
Intelligent, genuine, humble, strategic, all of it. He has the full package, but he doesn't like put that out there. And that's another thing I really love, because what that does is it creates this flavor profile of so much diversity, so many different types of businesses and people and ideas in one space. It's crazy. Sorry. It's really cool.
I love it, man. I love it. So training is obviously really important to a lot of agents I'm really impressed with the training. What are your thoughts about the training that we get here at Real Broker?
So I've been teaching in the Real Academy since it was initiated, because that was actually my background before, is I was an instructional designer before I became a real estate agent.
Cool.
And so I always thought that it's better to spend time going through the process of helping people learn than to say, hey, do this, right? And so that's why with Real, we have masterminds, we do have classes, and then we have in-person trainings depending on where you are. Like there's so much. And this is the biggest thing. I've got a girl who's in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. All right. She's one of the agents that I co-sponsored, of course. And, there's like 3 agents out there total, like not even just total. There's no agents out there. She's 2 hours from Dallas and 4 hours from Oklahoma City. But she can hop on to the Real Academy. Well, we were actually on the phone earlier today and I was showing her some stuff, but she could also hop onto the Real Academy, and it's something like 80 hours a week worth of training, not including actual like masterminds that you're getting nuggets that beget more nuggets from. It's insane. And that's just one piece of this huge pie.
Yeah.
So yeah, the training is incredible.
I love it. I mean, you're absolutely right. If she was at a brick and mortar brokerage where she was at, like, she wouldn't get access to a lot of the training. If she wants training on Instagram or YouTube or open houses or, past client events or something, she just wouldn't get access to that. But with Real, she can.
Even if she did get access, she's not hearing how open houses are done in Vancouver. She's not hearing how they're done in Seattle. And these small little tweaks in conversation and perspective could be a complete change in how you decide to do your business or your velocity in growing your business, right? Miami is a very different city, but it might be kind of similar to New York in their how rapid everybody responds to things. It's like, oh, well, they should connect. They should collab. They should learn from each other. Oh, wait, you can do that here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's a good segue into culture and community. Man, what are your thoughts about the culture and community that we have here at Real Broker?
I think I have always loved the culture at Real. Here's what I want to say that I think is relevant to everybody. Our culture is incredible. I want to make sure that when people join our culture, that they understand our culture and they help preserve it. So I'm going to use this as a comparison point. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm a transplant from Chicago, but I've been here almost a decade now. I feel like I'm a Texan, okay? But I'm in Austin, which is a little different than a lot of the other places in Texas. I bring that up because for a long while, there was this thing called Don't California My Texas, because some of the people from California were moving to Austin, specifically Austin. And then there were a lot of complaints about people that were in Austin or in Texas in general. It was all of Texas saying, don't California my Texas. I get the intent, though, is what's important. If you didn't like where you were, yet you're joining a new place, kind of keep it different, right? Like come to this place and adopt their culture. So far, we've been really good at that. And I think we're continuing to do that. And I think with Sharon's leadership and Tamir and the executive board, and then people like you and I who are continuing to build our same culture, then that will continue going strong for many years to come. So our culture is sound and it's strong and I love it.
Yeah, I love it, man. Great. And what do you think is like your favorite thing about being an agent here? Out of all the tech, all the perks, all the benefits, all the training, all the culture, the community, what's like your number one favorite thing about being an agent here at Real Broker?
I don't want to say the same thing that everybody else says, which is a little frustrating. I would say the opportunity to integrate into so many different things that impact people's lives, right? So here's an example. Not only am I with Real as an agent that can help, I can do commercial deals or refer them. I'm an owner in the title company. I'm working on being an owner in the mortgage company, right? I'm part of the tech space. Like we have all of these avenues that are just different sections of the same family. So no matter what you want to do with your career or how you want to grow as an agent or how you want to connect with different agents and people at the company, you have all these variations and all these different ways that you can make an impact and still make money. Speaking of impact, we even have like a donation, like a nonprofit. There you go. We even have like a nonprofit collab. Like we have all of these things and we're still such a young company just starting out. So it's just the options are are so far endless, and I see so many more continuing down the pipeline after talking to Pratesh and going to these different events and hearing these things. It's like, oh, they're going to do that. Oh, they're going to do that. Oh man, we're still a baby essentially, and we have so many things on the horizon. It's really
cool. We got into all 50 states in Q4.
All 50 states.
Yeah. Yes. And I feel like that is just the starting line. Like we're just at the starting line. We're almost 20,000 agents, and like it's all uphill from here.
It's insane. I love it. And just think about how that works for your life. Like a lot of people don't care or think about stock, and I understand that, right? But just imagine you can do your job and be a good agent, and it just happens that you'll get stock. And our stock is at this, probably the time of this recording, is just around the $5 mark, $5 a share. You forget about it. Like you just do this. You forget about attraction. You forget about all that sort of stuff. But all of that happens organically. Fast forward 3 years, 5 years from now, you're going to have, unless there was some unforeseen disaster, so much stock that you didn't even have to focus on because the company is just innovating. We've won so many awards off of that, and they're still going. So the growth is just inevitable, and we're still at the bottom. Like our market share has so much room to grow, and you get to get a benefit of that as an agent here. It's really cool.
This company is going to make millionaires. It actually already has.
Oh yeah.
We obviously know, a couple of our friends have, but like that opportunity is still active right now to get in and literally become a millionaire just by doing what you typically do, just by doing your regular business. I mean, if you have you make $24,000 a year, completely free stock for hitting elite agent.
And teaching. You get more for teaching, right?
Yeah.
So in the academy. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus there's 3 other ways to earn free stock outside of elite agent. And you just do that for 5 years. Like where are you going to be 5 years from now? Where are you going to be if you have a 10-year career earning almost $25,000 worth of free stock every year for 10 years?
I know.
With, like the appreciation. Man, this is such a huge opportunity for a lot of people. Well, Ian of Austin, if anybody wanted to follow you on social media or reach out, what's the best way to get to follow you?
I'm going to say go to Google and type Ian of Austin, but it's the same on every platform.
Yeah, I love it. All right.